Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another match of the Currie Cup. This one, the Sharks taking on the Cheetahs. Now, in the current standings, of course, there's been a jump up for the Pumas. They just had an absolutely huge win over the Bulls, who were in first place in this contest. The Free State Cheetahs, they have got 1 win, 1 loss. Whereas for the Sharks, you can see there that points differential, it's brutal at the moment, minus 105, but they are in front of the home crowd and they have to perform if they want any chance of doing well in this Currie Cup. They are also the defending champs, although a very different looking side to what we saw in that final. In the front row, it is going to be Guyane alongside Morais and Mozibuko, slotting in as the number 3, Kochlenberg at 4, with Kone Ral slotting in as the number 5, Maviseri, Matt Ramau at 7, and Hatton as the number 8. Bradley Davids and Vusi Moyo will be that 9-10 combination. I'm excited to see what Moyo can do in this matchup. We saw him dominate in the under-20s competition for South Africa. Can he do the same in the Currie Cup? In the midfield, it is going to be Potkaita as the number 12, Apollos as the outside centre, and then Yapinke, Supale, and also Yako Williams there as the number 15. For this Cheetahs side, they have got some familiar faces from what we did see in their last matchup. It will be Dawson alongside Paulo and Dos Reis in the front row. They are just doing the pre-match dancing by the looks of it, and that was a very interesting one that completely confused my brain. Juan Fenta alongside Victor Sekakiti will be the locking duo. Martins, also in the number 7 jersey, it is Vumazonke and Volskunk, or Volskink, I believe it is, as the number 8. Nell and Clayton Blomekis gets the chance as the number 10. In the back 3, they have got Brits, Makaza, and Viridiam, and then Kutsia and Smith to make up the centres. But we have got the donation from Jimbo as well, with the Sharkies to win is the prediction there. We just see there the Pumas, after their big victory over the Bulls, they actually sit in number 1 seed at this current point in time. Now, their points differential is not the best. It's sitting as the plus 38. There are 2 sides with a higher, but they have got more points with the 11 that they do currently sit on. Now, we have got there as well, welcome everyone, says Ruth, and Cheetahs 30 to the Sharks 20, says Minecraft there for the prediction. When is the last Currie Cup for the year? When is the last Currie Cup? I assume that's the last round of the Currie Cup, Mohodin. Volskink, says Ruth there is the pronunciation. But the last round that we will get to see, first of all, of the regular season, that is round 7. That is on the 6th of September. So that is around that 27 or so days away until those matches do take place. And then from there will be the playoffs, the semi-finals, and the final if Eben and Sia become too posh to play for their franchise. Says Robert, not at all. They're playing in the Rugby Championship next week. So there's no chance that Rassie Erasmus is going to risk those guys for a Currie Cup fixture when the Sharks are trying out new players. And also, you know, the Boks have been in camp for a little while. They are determined to go on and win that Rugby Championship. They don't want to drop a game this year. And of course, that experience of Sia and Eben will do a long way towards the Springboks getting that Rugby Championship. But we do see a few of, I want to say that there's some of the young under-20s players who are watching on for this one. The Currie Cup final coincides with week 1 of the URC, says Jimbo there. And what's your prediction, says Sports Fan? I'm actually really undecided when it comes to this match. I think that both sides have got more than enough ability to win. The Sharks last week up against the Bulls were terrible. Let's be honest. They did not play the way that they would have liked. But they also do have the ability, if they can find their rhythm, and I do think that Bradley Davids and Vusi Moyo 9 and 10 combination will be quite a handy one. Maybe it can help let this backline fire that little bit more, but they're going to have to match the physicality up front, which could be hard to do because this Cheetahs side, when they start rolling, they are hard to stop. And perhaps this is one of those games where we could see it. But they are just talking to Franz Stein before the match for the Cheetahs. They are sitting 1 win, 1 loss, so of course would like to add another one here. Blomaki says Chantel is the starting 10 for the Cheetahs. And also we have got their, hey Hamish, you made the cut. I've only subscribed to 3 channels. You made it, still deciding on the 3rd. So what's the other one? Cool story in that case. that you are already subscribed to. Out of curiosity, who's the scrum half for the Sharks? They have got Bradley Davids as the starting 9, and then it will be Everson to make his way off the bench later on in this game. They've actually also got a couple other of those young under-20 players. While we're at it, we might as well show the benches for this game. Ngobesi there as the number 17. They have got Everson. They've got their Besta too in the number 23 jersey. Currie making his way off the bench for the Free State Cheetahs. Van der Westhuizen's there, Coetzee, Finn Wyk. And I think that scrums are going to be very important in this game. We saw in that last game for the Bulls how much a strong scrum can change a matchup. The Pumas, they were dominant in that department. And in the end, they did dominate on the scoreboard as well. We have got their back. Did I miss anything? Says Lilia B there. And also the Sharks need to be present today, says Chantel. And you missed nothing, Lilia, says Jimbo there too. But they are just talking to the Sharks coach as well. This game's kicking off in only around 4 minutes' time. But I do want to know your predictions for this match, ladies and gentlemen. Do let me know, who do you think will get themselves the win here? I saw that it's free entry to watch this game, which is kind of nice, says Minecraft Pixels. And a ghost has appeared, says Bads and Blaze. Welcome in. It is currently 3 a.m., so I assume that you have woken up during your slumber to then pop in and say hi. And I wouldn't want to be left in the dark, says Lilia. And didn't know Blumikis. His brother lives near me in Wellington, Western Cape. And he's a good channel in all of this nonsense, says Cool Story. And also, hello all, says Bads and Blaze. And also give Nutella a break now. What does that mean, Ruth? But this match just about to start. This is the home field in Durban for the Sharks team. They want to perform. At the moment, they have a points differential of minus 105. So you'd like to say it can't get worse from what we've seen this year. And it can certainly get better. I would like to see. I haven't slept yet. I've got golf. You should probably sleep then, Patty, I would say, depending on what time you're getting up in the morning for the golf. We've got there, good morning, Pads Ablaze. They are just showing that starting lineup once again. I think that this Cheetah side, a little bit similar to last year, could be a bit of an underrated team heading through this competition. The Pumas, they've just shown how good an underdog can be. I don't actually know who comes in as underdogs for this matchup, if I'm honest. One moment. We will go here. And we will have a very quick look. I don't even know if you can actually bet on the TAB for the Currie Cup specifically. I know that normally I look through a different one. But we'll see whether or not they've got it on the New Zealand one to see the odds. I know that the Bulls were heavy favourites heading into their match. So odds only mean so much for the Currie Cup. In this case, where did it go? There it is. Sharks are underdogs. $3.35 compared to the Cheetahs, who are $1.30 favourites. So that will change, of course, throughout the match. Cheetahs to win. If the Sharks can even get 3 points on the board, I'll be happy. Anything but a repeat bulldozing, says Chantel. And Sharks need to prevent an explosive start, play smart and tight, says Jimbo. Yeah, if they allow the Cheetahs to score early, it's going to be a hard day at the office. I mean, we saw that Cheetahs side in their game up against Boland. You could argue that they should have been able to win that game, but just letting it slip, getting up at 8 for 5 hours, but I thought I might just drop in and say hello to all, says Bads Ablaze. So yeah, welcome in. But also do sleep, because you will need it if you're going to be spending 18 holes out on the golf course. Yes, Cheetah's hot favourite, says Brian. Now on the field, Victor Sikaketi, the man in charge of this Cheetah side. He is the captain. And we have got there, you don't miss much, says Bruce. And also, let's go, says Blues Nate. There as well. Making their way onto the field, the Sharks in front of that home crowd. They want to perform here. And the thing is, if they fire, it's not too late. You know, we're at that stage of the competition where there is still time to be able to create chances and, you know, to get back into it. We'll quickly go like this. And like that as well. There we go. We just got our scoreboard all sorted out. And ready to go as well. And Cheetahs Meow Kitty. As there are quite a lot of people there, there's a decent amount of people here for this matchup by the looks of it. Like, maybe not the massive crowd, but then at the same time, when your team is 2 losses from 2 with a massive points differential, you're never going to draw an absolutely huge crowd to a game. But AJ Jacobs, he'll be the referee in charge of this one. I love the Cheetahs. Rassie cutting his coaching teeth with them. Standing on the roof with the big lights. Says O'Brien there too. But the Sharks, they will be the side kicking off this one from left to right. And we are now going to be underway. I don't know, do they have a TMO at this ground, I wonder? I know that it's not the normal Kings Park Stadium like I've got in my background. I'd assume that they got the TMO all set up and the camera angles to match, but now kicked off by Vusi Moyo, a man who was an absolute key from what we saw in the Under-20s World Cup. That one's kicked into touch by the Cheetahs, and first line-out throw of the day will be there for Jacques Marais. And Nick Haddon needs to lead these Sharks this evening. Says Chantal. And also we have got their Burdett boys. And also we have got their favourite stadium. Oh, in the whole world, it's a tricky one, to be honest. Like, I do like some of the big stadiums, though, around the park, whether that's Twickenham or Eden Park or... I'm trying to decide what my favourite South African stadium is. Like, I like Loftus, but I also do like the look of Cape Town Stadium, just with the fact that you can see the mountains in the background. Kings Park's not too bad either, to be fair. How's the crowd? Don't think I'll hear much. Says Cool Story. You won't hear much because they are not at Kings Park Stadium for this matchup. Going off to the left-hand side, Vusi Moyo. Trying to control this game from the 10 jersey. Hi, mate. How would you rate the Currie Cup against the NPC? I think the NPC is a bit fast and the Currie Cup is a bit more physical. It's probably a fair way of putting it, really. Like, I do think they're both unique in their own ways. And, you know, you could watch a game of the Currie Cup, watch a game of the NPC and go, okay, those were very different type of games. But the fundamentals, I think, are still there for both competitions. Nicely taken at the back for James Vridiam. And Ellis Park atmosphere is incredible. Not the greatest stadium, but atmosphere is always huge. So here's Minecraft. And here's Vusi Moyo. Hope the dude has a great game, says Chantal. And Optus in Australia is underrated. That is true. The light shows are always pretty impressive for the Optus Stadium. Now rolling this one back. It will be Yandre now. Now let's kick it high. And this one looks like it's going to go out on the full here if he's not careful. In fact, it's going to stay in the field of play. And Yapinka is the man who has got it. My friend, says Paul, welcome in. Okay, I just accept the stadium in your background is where it's played. Says a Cool Story, breaking the line now for the Sharks. Radley Davids going off Vusi Moyo, kicking behind here, nicely claimed by Clayton Blomekis. Goes off to James Veridiam. And we have the Aussie Stadium, we're mad impressive. Yeah, that British and Irish Lions tour, the most populated British and Irish Lions tour in terms of crowd ever, or something along those lines, I think was the one that they went with. This Currie Cup as a joke, says Paul. It's certainly unpredictable, that is for sure. But now running through here, chance for Yako Williams. Tried the no-look pass flick on the inside. He got absolutely smashed in the process. Someone's got to check that man's got a pulse. And now the Cheetahs, sitting 25 metres out from the line. And they will look to clear it again. I think so too, Bruce. He's usually a great player, says Chantal. And right, I'm yawning, so I better sleep. I'm going to be hitting other things than a golf ball. Says a bad sister, we will see you later on. And Vusi Moyo should be in the Springbok squad, perhaps. He's certainly not a mile away, but I do think that at the moment, what was it? Hassim P, Cheswell Justa, and Klakane were the three players that Rassie decided to add to the wider team. Yeah, he was smashed by Clayton Blomekis there, Yako Williams. Spent some time playing out on the wing so far this year for the Sharks, and 100k seater stadium was awesome. Aviva only seats 44k. So here's Jimbo. They should change the name to Currie Cup to another name. This is worse than schoolboy rugby, says Paul. So what would you recommend? Oh, actually, no, I don't want to ask that because I feel like some swear words will be coming back. Heavy tackling, says Ruth. Have to say, although it sticks in my throat, well done to the Pumas, says Robert. Yeah, they were strong in their game. All nice work from Davids. No, just had his foot on the line, in fact. So it will now be the Cheetahs who have got themselves the line out. And Blomekis is serious. He will be, because every team that he's played for lately in terms of URC, mainly the Stormers, he doesn't really get a massive chance, really, in terms of like actually getting minutes. And good night all. Enjoy the rugby. And good luck to the teams. May the best team win. And definitely Blomekis came to play, says Chantal. We'll go like this. We will go like that as well. And we have got that Hamish is melting our icy hearts, says Cool Story. Nicely taken here for Money Brits. Moving up to the halfway line. A bit more evenly matched, it would seem, than what we saw in that last contest between the Bulls and the Pumas, which is ironic, isn't it? The fact that the Bulls were the side that weren't evenly matched at times throughout their game. Clayton Blumekes, and a kick it high and across the field. The Cheetahs going up for it, but Yapinke almost got it to go backwards, but it was his teammate that ended up knocking it on. I believe it was Maviseri. But we don't have depth when it comes to place kicking under pressure. Says Bruce. Okay, there, bye-bye, Chantal, darling. Enjoy your evening. Says Ruth there too. Is Chantal leaving? Did she say she was leaving? Oh, no, she was saying bye to Padza rather than the other way around. An icebreaker. Says Lilia B, but this will now be the first scrum of this matchup. We are sitting 5 minutes in. Who will have that dominance? Or perhaps we'll get an evenly matched scrum for these two sides. But before I go, why do we have over 100 people and only 13 likes? Says Vanessa Placia. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. A little bit of a 3 kg advantage in terms of the front row of the Cheetahs. 20 kgs for the locks of the Sharks, and then the back three, they've got that 6 kg advantage too for the Sharks, bringing their pack weight up to 901 compared to 855. We have got Life with Lula is back. Welcome in again. If you're doing well. Hamish is so hot, he toasted us. I don't know about that, Ruth, but there's going to be a bit of a spin there at the scrum time. It's going to be another reset this still. The feed for the Cheetahs. Good night, Padza Blaze. Says Lilia Beale, though. I was saying bye to Padza. I'm staying for the game. Says Chantel. And there too. Yeah, that scrum was already at about a 30-degree angle before it had even taken place. There better be more than 50 likes or I'll get you, says Padza Blaze. 6.5 minutes into what will be a game that absolutely flies by. There is no denying that. But now, ball ready to put it in. Yandri now and Chantel. Says Life with Lula there. Front row is very upright at the moment. Oh, and now someone's head's on the ground. They're going to stop that scrum. And they're going to have another reset. I believe this is the third reset now of this exact same scrum. And hi, Ruth. Says Life with Lula. Now 7 minutes through. The scrum has taken about 1.5 minutes, if not 2 minutes, just to get fully set and rearing to go. But once it does, there's going to be some big impact between the two front rows. We've seen that time and time again throughout this Carling Currie Cup. Just two forward packs smashing into each other. Hooker head on the ground. Got to hurt his neck. It could have hurt a lot more, though. That was actually quite well done by AJ Jacobs, how quickly he spotted it and said, nah, we're going to stand up. Because all it takes is your neck to be sitting there and then a player to land awkwardly, and, you know, that would really hurt. Another free kick. This time going the way of the Cheetahs, who have decided to take this one quickly. Hi, mate. I hope you are well, says Rajen. Doing very well, mate. Hopefully you are too. Now off to the left-hand side. Sikakiti with the inside ball going to his teammate Vernon Polo. Hamish isn't hot. He's cooking. He makes makes us sweat. Gosh, look at him, says Padza Blaze. And now kicking behind. Chance to show off a bit of that pace for Sopale. Close to the sideline, and the Cheetahs player wrestled down hard. And now it's going to be the line out for the Sharks. They are playing much better in this match already than what we have seen in some of their past games. We have there Padza. It's his stash. Hamish has a lovely beard, says Chantel. I will say the beard hasn't quite grown the way that I want it to. I want it to be like as long as the mustache, but we're still working on that. But yeah, I might have to shave the mustache at some point. Last time we did a forfeit to keep the mustache. Maybe I'll have to do a forfeit to get rid of it. Yako Williams reminds me of Thicka Abrahams, says Tristan. Probably not a bad comparison, really. They both got tons of speed. That player's almost, that's a weird power bomb situation there. Player going up, got the ball for the Cheetahs. And then the Sharks cutting it underneath him. Baby steps, says Lilia B. And all is well, mate, says Rajin. So that is fantastic to hear. The Cheetahs got themselves another penalty. We're already 10 minutes through in this match. A low-scoring start, just similar to what we had between the Pumas and the Bulls. But by the end of that game, it was not low-scoring, almost having the 50 points between those two sides. Is Vusi Moyo kicking for the polls today? If so, let's keep a tab on the average. says Bruce. Although it's very easy to have an average of a player who is having one game, isn't it? But I get what you're saying. You want a guy who's going to be a little bit more consistent than what we've seen from Sasha and Marnie so far, or overthrown there. You're keeping an eye on the hookers. Then that is not an accurate throw for the Cheetahs there. Matt Ramal getting onto that ball. We have got there definitely cooking, sizzling like bacon, and I'd be eating him then, says Pats and Blaze. Now, Cheetahs 22 metres out from their line. Once again, collecting Blomicki's trying to sneak through. And trying to turn that into a maul for Kochlenberg. That's the Cheetahs for debut. Great introduction, says Jimbo. There's Juan Fenta slotting in at 4 today, collecting Blomicki's. Where on earth are they playing? Don't recognise the field. I did actually think it was just going to be a home game for the Sharks, but I actually have no idea where this game is. I can find out for you, though. Nice attack and run from Yako Williams. He's already had plenty of metres from the back. And this one. And Hammy Hamish, tastes like bacon. Ooh la la, says Chantel. Oh, big clean out in the breakdown. 3 Sharks players. You got a Hamish same page, says Bruce. Yeah, although I think you got to give him about 30 or 40 games before you can judge his average. That's a knock on, though. Drop ball by Gonyane. It's at Zulu Stadium. Now, ball on the inside. Chance for the Cheetahs on attack. Can't quite link up with the other players. And a big clean out on Yapinka. Okay, I got to quickly go before this gets even worse, says Pads and Blaze. And also we have got there, with a layer, Hamish with a layer of Nutella and cream, yes. It'd be a very sticky situation, wouldn't it? Now 40 metres out from the line. Chance here for the Cheetahs to be able to kick this one either towards the corner or for the post. And it looks like the corner is the option that they will be going with. And savage breakdowns. Yeah, both sides playing with a lot of physicality in that regard. I mean, the perfect example of it is probably just looking at that clean out where 1 Cheetahs player was in there and 3 Sharks players all came in and absolutely whacked them. The Cheetahs now, Vernon Polo with this throw. This is where the Cheetahs want to strike early. The Sharks have got their hands out asking how long it's going to take. But the ball's been put in and maybe pre-engaging there. Yes, it was. Breaking off the back though. Chance here for Martins as he tries to link up with the captain, Sikaketi. 5 metres out now for the Cheetahs. That was close to a knock on. Clement and KZN says Lilia. Now breaking through. Tries to reach out. No, couldn't quite get it there for Franco Smith. There was a knock on from the Cheetahs afterwards with the pick and go. So they'll go back for the initial penalty. Rings a bell. Says cool story there. But the penalty for coming in early, playing him in the ear. In that case. And now once again, Clayton Blomicki's going to look towards this corner. I have pictures of Hamish tomorrow. I'll have pictures with Hamish tomorrow with cream and stuff. Thanks, chat. Says Pads Ablaze. Yeah, hopefully that is an image that just flies out of your head very quickly. 5 metres out. Cheetahs now. Vernon Polo. Again, we'll throw it in. And again, a little bit too early there for the Sharks in terms of that engagement. Now, that time he was delayed with landing there. So the Cheetahs getting that one quite nicely. Blomicki's sells the big dummy to go wide, but instead will run it himself. And getting closer, reaching out, bent backwards. As the Sharks defence showing a bit of grit here. But how long can they hold out for? AJ Jakob says it's held up. Doesn't see a grounding. And they're going to go back again. Vumazonke. Not quite able to score that one so far, says Chantel. And where can we view them? Says Lilia. And Cheetahs are our voodoo team, says Rajin. And yeah, I mean, this round of the Currie Cup, we've already seen upsets. And that could happen again. Oh, referee already having a little bit of a warning here. Okay, AJ Jakob saying, have a word. And they are going to kick this one for the corner. Once more, Franco Smith, son of Franco Smith, potentially. I'm not too sure whether or not it is father-son duo. You'd think so, though, with the same name. At the moment, we'll check the odds at the moment with how it does sit. So far, we've seen a lot of attack from the Cheetahs, so I wouldn't think that the odds would have changed too much. Hamish going to start? No. Someone did want me to start one and just have a video of me bathing in butter, was the comment, and I respectfully declined, as no one needs to see that. Cheetahs locking pair are up for it, but if you watch, they are throwing their jumper into the Sharks line. Says Jimbo, it also looked like that last one, he took a little bit longer to land, but this rolling maul of the Cheetahs only a couple metres out from the try line. Another advantage going their way for the maul being collapsed. Now off to the right-hand side. Chance for Franco Smith again. Smith, not a common name. Says Bruce there. Oh, what a shot that is. Coming in from the Sharks. I want to say that that was Manus Porreite, and that is going to be a yellow card now for the Sharks. Corneral. And that is not good news for the Sharks team. Total BS ref says, Jimbo, you're pretty busy today with all of us hitting on you, darling, says Ruth. And the pads on my lips are sealed, says Lily B. Just dream about him. It's easy. I do it a lot. Don't tell him. There you go. But now 5 metres out from the line. Cheetahs with another. Oh, no. Yeah, no, I can see what you're saying there, Jimbo. That one was blatantly obvious, but the Cheetahs will get over and they will score the try now to give them the lead. 15 minutes into the contest. It was only a matter of time. They were continuously attacking from 10 metres or closer out from the line. Okay, I think they're, once again, AJ Jacobs just saying to have a little bit of a conversation. Oil up. Says Ulamani. That reminds me of, I assume since you watch a lot of MMA, you've seen that clip of Dana White where someone in the chat says, I want to oil you up, and he gets very confused. That reminded me of that one. Shocking card, says Blues, native born in Durban, live in Bloem. A cheetah, mum's a shark, sitting together again. Really starts fight when the wine is flowing, says Gareth. Yeah, so your best result is a draw, isn't it? Because then that way everyone's kind of happy and no wine glasses get thrown. We have got there, see, they throw the 8 into the Sharks line, Paul reffing. And who started this? I think you did, didn't you, Paddy? Was it you who started the whole body and cream stuff? We have got there, Jacobs take it all. Oiling you up, Hamish, with coconut and almond oil, or almond oil, or at least you're giving me a choice. But getting over the line there for early try of full skink. Are they checking something here? Perhaps they are actually going to check to see if he was thrown across. Okay. Oh, no, they're actually going to chat to Neil Pell. I'm not sure what the delay was there, or why you're sipping roof, Sharks. Says Kayla there. And I again, Hamish, Craig in St. Francis Bay. And South Africa, whoop whoop. Says Craig in there as well. But yeah, Neil Powell, he's had some success with the 7 side of things. They are silly, aren't they? Says Padza. And Nutella and whipped cream, whip us good, baby. That's an interesting sentence. Whip us good, baby. We're naughty Chantel, says Ruth. I felt weird reading that one, I'll be honest. Nil 5, yeah. Or in fact, 7 now. Whoa, that's 15. I don't know where that came from. I think it's supposed to be 15 minutes. One moment, we'll get that sorted. There we go. 7-0 at the moment in this contest to the Cheetahs. I could grow a full beard until I was in my 20s. I used mascara to fill in the blanks, but after kissing girls, I would always leave an imprint on their faces. What a twat I was, says Robert. You probably learned pretty quick that wasn't the way to go, wouldn't you? In fact, you'd almost be better off gluing on a beard rather than drawing one on, I would think. We over there know where to hide, says Lily V. And just gonna put the coffee machine on, and not much else. That's fasting again. Please don't go away. I will stay here, Jimbo. Or sorry, in fact, that was Bruce. While you put your jug on. It's 4:30 p.m. and I feel like I'm in the back room of a strip club. Says Jimbo with Bradley Davids. Going off to the left-hand side. Sitting 35 metres out from the line at the moment here for the Sharks. Bradley Davids, short pop pass up to Hatton. It's been talked about how he needs a big game as the captain in this fixture. The way my cheeks are so flushed right now. Says Chantel. And also we got there, thanks. Says Bruce, poor Hamish has to keep a straight face. I think I'm royally not doing that though, am I? 22 metres from the try line. Sharks with another attacking opportunity. This time running it forward was Muzibuko. Oh, nice skip pass going to Marais. I believe Sharks even 3 points, please. And thanks, says Bruce. And they're 2 up to 8 phases in a row here for the Sharks. And it's a drop ball by Vusi Moyo. Maybe looking where he wanted to go with that one rather than focusing on the ball. If George was here, says Ruth. You know, George is pretty uncensored. You guys will know that from that NPC stream earlier on. Hamish has plenty of it. We just need our cones. Says Beds Ablaze. Oh, I've just realised you're referencing ice cream there, aren't you? Focus Maguire catch the ball, says a Blues Nate for Vusi Moyo. But yeah, a bit of an uncharacteristic error, something that he didn't make too many of throughout that Under-20 Rugby Championship comp. But already a quarter of the way through this match. I should mention the Sharks still another 5.5 minutes without having a player on the park. Was their number 5, Kone Rao, got himself yellow carded. The conversations there in the front rows of these two scrums. Rev needs to watch Cheetahs hooker in the scrum. See, here's Jimbo there too. A ball goes in. Going to be nicely claimed here by the Cheetahs as there's the big push coming in. And now going off to the left-hand side. Chance to go on the outside here for the Cheetahs. Flying down the wing. Some real pace shown by Bunny Brits, who gets it kicked in behind by the halfback. Great pace from Yako Williams, who saved what looked like a very good attacking opportunity there for the Cheetahs. But he's dragged down now in a good top tackle there by Franco Smith. Who's in for Raul in the scrum. I think they may have just gone with 7 there. Franco Smith's son following in his father's footsteps confirmed. So here's Albert there and dribbling golden syrup or honey on top is also delicious. See, I'm not a fan of either of those two, but I guess I wouldn't be the one eating them. So that's all right. Oh, big slamming tackle on James Veridiam. And Brits Williams saved. See, here's Ruth, now Clayton Blomikis on off to the left-hand side. Another skip pass finding Brits on the wing. Oh, awkward tackle made by Sabache. Now, back to Blomikis. Gets his pass away a little bit too high in the tackle attempt from Coquelenberg Williams. See, here's Sean down now. Blomikis sells the dummy, pops the pass on the inside. Another offload coming from the Cheetahs. Keeping this ball alive, Sharks. We need a change to the season. And Cheetahs hooker have popped up or head to the ground in every scrum. Dark Art says Jimbo and WP is bad. And Hamish pancakes and syrup with cinnamon, says Ruth. Sounds like a decent combo. Oh, that's a knock on. You know what? Something that used to go very well was a cinnamon scone or a cinnamon scroll. I think they were called. Did anyone have to make them at school? We did, and they were actually quite good. But I haven't had one since. I don't know why that came to mind. I think it's because you mentioned cinnamon. But that was my random pointless story. Will George join us for the Rugby Champs? Possibly not. He'll probably be watching those games with his family, but I'd like to get him round for a couple more NPC games at some stage. Of course, Currie Cup's not an option because of the fact that it's in the middle of the night. It's nice, says Julian. And yes, says Ruth, welcome back, Patrick. Says Jimbo there too. But a line-out throw now for Vernon Polo. Sitting 20 metres out from the line. They are 5 from 6 in the line-out department. We've already had 10 line-outs in just the 22 minutes. That one was overthrown, though, and now the Cheetahs have conceded the ball. Going off to the left-hand side, Yapinke. Tackled low, but getting the offloads away nicely. Bradley David slaps it back to Yapinke again. And cinnamon on anything in hot chocolate, also good. I've never tried cinnamon in hot chocolate. Is that like a common thing? Because there's like that is it Old Spice? No, Old Spice might be the shampoo. Or what is Old Spice? Pumpkin spice. That has cinnamon, doesn't it? Hello, everyone, says Sebastian. Hello, Seb. Hope you're doing well. You've missed the randomness of the chat already. Hamish, at 6 foot. I'm the shortest male in my entire extended family. Even my female cousin is 6 foot. She's the tallest female. Says, cool story. See, 6 foot's still, that's above average height, isn't it? Okay, this time I'm going to sleep. Hopefully I don't picture Hamish with cream and Nutella. I ran out of alcohol. Should I get more or sleep? Says Patrick. Depends on the time of the day. But Bradley Davids, and off to the right-hand side here, Sharks in possession. Sitting around 30 metres out from their line. Good evening, Sip. And Sharks too frantic with the ball in hand, need to calm down. They do seem like they're trying to do everything at 1,000 miles an hour, which can only work so well for so long, but that ball's loose. Yapinka just having a knock on again. It's been those aerial battles that haven't quite stuck in the Sharks' fingertips. Clayton Blumekes looking for the offload there. Finds now who was almost tackled high. Looks like Yapinka might have a bit of an injury here, but it looks like he wants to continue. Forward pass. CS Blues next. Clayton Blumekes now going on the outside. Yeah, that's pretty close to 4, but they're going to say play on. Now Brits kicking him behind. That's about the 3rd time he's tried that exact same move, but now the Sharks, they are aware of it. Hi, Chantel, 6:35 p.m. time. And also we've got their 4:30 on a Saturday, Patrick, and you're out of booze, says Jimbo. Now rolling it back for the Sharks once more. Bradley Davids kicking it downfield. Get some good distance, but Clayton Blumekes is ready for it for the Cheetahs. Now into the 22. Sharks not looking to take the mark, but instead will be looking to put this one into touch, doing just that. And now the Cheetahs have themselves the line out. Now I will mention 15 seconds remain of that yellow card, which does mean we are very close to 15 on 15. Who is Sharks 9? That is Bradley Davids. I would say, Jimbo, if you know that name or if you don't, the player or the best example of him playing, that was a really tough sentence, but hopefully you know what I mean, would probably be him in that Munster versus Sharks Golden Point kickoff. He nailed 2 of his kicks, looked as casual as a could. 21 he was wearing on his back. But yeah, slotted both of them over. We do see some Shark supporters in the stands cheering on their side. And we have he lives there, to be honest. All the girls will be wanting to join. Says Pads Ablaze. He lives there, to be honest. Where? Oh, in my dreams. Oh, sorry, in your dreams, Paddy. Is where you were saying I do live. Also halfway between Christchurch and Dunedin, outside of the dreams, of course. I need Sharks to lose by 22. That's a big margin in this case. Bradley Davids, big smile on his face. Doesn't normally show a lot of emotion, but it will be the line out now for the Cheetahs. The 50-metre line come on the Sharkies. It's going to be thrown in, nicely claimed by the Cheetahs this time. Now, cross to Blumekes. One in the hands of the try scorer, full skink. And go the Cheetahs from Franco Smith, says Albert. Now, speaking of Smith, he did just have the position. Viridiam running for Yapinka, though, onto the ball. No, just missing out on the jackal opportunity. This time, though, looks pretty good for Jacques Marias. And they're going to call it as a knock-on against the Sharks. Could have easily been a penalty for not releasing in the breakdown. But Kone Ral, he will make his way onto the field now. So we're back to a 15 on 15 game. But 7-0 at the moment for the Cheetahs after the first 25 and a half minutes of this match. It has been going very quickly with how even it's been. I will be back, says Patrick. And geez, these guys play at lightning speed. Yes, surely someone's going to get tired soon. Because the speed that they're working at the moment, I don't think can be sustained for 80 minutes. And if they do, they have got a gas tank that is extremely deep. Dream on, says Roof there. Now, will be a scrum feed again for the Cheetahs around the halfway line. They've had a lot of set pieces around 50 metres. Throughout the early stages of this match. But Sharks down by 7. They probably won't be hugely disappointed with that. Of course, they would have liked to have a few more points. But it's another big scrum from the Cheetahs. They will earn the penalty advantage, trying to kick him behind. Bradley Davids blocks. Number 1 on the angle, so that will go against Gonyane in the front row. Now the Cheetahs, they get themselves the penalty. Vernon Polo actually coming over to talk to the referee about the scrums. Although, from what we've heard, he might be one of the biggest culprits for the scrums going wrong. But now, Clayton Blumekes kicking this one into touch. And we have also got the, okay, hopefully you'll get your wish. Cheetahs on the hunt to get Sharkies. See, there's Ruth there too. Yeah, the big push. And that scrum just kind of turned to just people standing in the middle of it, I guess. Now 22 metres out, Cheetahs, another throw here for Vernon Polo. And Cheetahs hooker pops up first again, says Jimbo. So Sharks not winning again, says Cool Story. I wouldn't guarantee it. They're still close enough in this game that there's something that could happen for them. Now the Cheetahs, it's going to be Franco Smith. Sitting 22 metres out from the line. For Skink, the lone try scorer in this match at this point in time. Sikaketi, low tackle on him. They have to shut him down. He's a big unit when he gets his legs pumping. It's hard work. That's a knock-on from the Cheetahs. I don't know how they missed that one. Surely the touch judge at least saw it that time. They'll see a knock-on, though. And good on you for getting up for this. Says Charles, fun fact, I have not slept yet. So I guess it's more so staying up for this in this scenario. But no, I always like watching the Currie Cup when I can. Next week, it's going to be tricky with the Rugby Championship. We won't have as many Currie Cup fixtures on the channel, but I will be trying to balance it. Normally, those rest weeks of the Rugby Championship, that will be when the Currie Cup is at its most. We have got the staying up, says Charles there. And knock-on refs, says it was there from Blues. No, I went, well, Sharkies are within striking distance, says Cool Story. Yeah, I mean, they're not sitting too badly at the moment in this match. There will need to be a few things go right for them, including this attack. Like Yarko Williams from the back for the Sharks has looked very solid at this point in time, but he does need that little bit of support. Once again, that scrum is just an ugly mess for both of these teams. Now running forward will be Diego Apollos, and that number 13 jersey. Would have never expected such a poor start of the season for the Sharks in the Western Province. Definitely not for the Sharks after the way that they performed last year. You know, they won the Currie Cup at the end of the day, but yeah, very young team, and I think that's impacted the way that they play. Good kick from Vusi Moyo, looking for the 50-22, but back covering was James Veridiam. And now does kick it into touch. Went out a little bit sooner than he would have liked. And knock-on ref says Blues, no. I'm always impressed by the pitches these guys play on. We're used to lush green surfaces. These guys crash onto hard pitches, says Jimbo. Yeah, some of them look like they're as hard as concrete out there. The pitches, that is, not the players. Yeah, it's very solid. The Cheetahs one in particular does look like it doesn't get a lot of wetness to it. We have their Sharks need team building, as if they don't trust each other yet. I want to watch, says Kayla. So your best bet is DSTV. Alongside that, you've also got Sky Sport if you're in New Zealand, Stan Sport if you're in Australia, I believe are also showing these Carling Currie Cup games, so that is also a bonus. Looks like the Sharks, they are going to have themselves the line-out throw here for Jacques Moraes. If it wasn't 30 minutes in, I'd say that he's got a decent chance of scoring, but this game's just going too quick. Like, they will take him off at some point, Sky and Island. Says Jimbo, but now rolling more here for the Sharks. It is moving quite nicely in the direction of the Cheetahs try line, but Sikaketi, I should say, going through the middle and has managed to tie up that ball, and he does not want to let that thing go. Still hanging on to it, and he's actually managed to cleanly strip it off. Big W for the Cheetahs, says Anva there. But yeah, huge steal from the captain. Partially charged down kick of Clayton Blomikis. Two Cheetahs coming forward. Bradley Davids, though, the man who does get it, back up to his feet as another crack. 50 metres out. Brilliant defending against that Moses Saka bull. And what a turnover, says Jimbo. Yeah, Sikaketi just biding his time, waiting for the chance to steal that possession. Now attack and run forward for I almost said potato there, but Putgaita. Now, kicking him behind for Clayton Blomikis. But again, they do retreat well, the Sharks. If the Sharks lose again today, can they still even qualify? I think they can still make the semis, but they will definitely be more so in that relegation area. Oh, Veridiam hit his head hard on the turf there. Not much protection, as he did go down. The Sharks, they get themselves, by the looks of it, a steal in the breakdown, or at least they were going to get it, but the penalty does go their way. It's the illegal clean out from Bunny Brits. Oh no, I read that one. And I'm a Sparky, says Craig. 32 minutes through. Some big players starting to get a little bit more tired than we saw at the start of this game, and that is just due to that fatigue factor starting to set in. Sharks win, says Patrick there. Vusi Moyo, some deep breaths being taken too. Do you know what his surname Blumakis means? It means flower, doesn't it? We're going to see the replay. So it was initially just that clean out attempt coming in from Bunny Brits. Oh, line out. 7 minutes left in the half. They are down by 7 and they have conceded 7 penalties throughout this game at this point in time, the Sharks. So a bit higher, I'm sure, than they would like. Nicely claimed here by the Sharks, though. And now Maviseri, a lot of pressure on him. The Cheetahs all but getting that steal in the breakdown. Little pop pass attempted and well regained by Potkaita. And Hamish says Ruth. And also going to go out on a limb. But however, again, New Zealand produced far better force than anyone else. Says Jimbo, little grubber attempted from Smith, but it sits up now for the Sharks. And they will go back for offside against the Sharks. So that is now penalty number 8 against the Sharks team in the first half. Like I said, we all know Hamish knows Afrikaans because he was born here. Says Xander. Blumakis, again, will look for the sideline. Now, there have been a few times that the Cheetahs have actually turned down 3-pointers in this game. Instead, they have opted to try and go a bit more aggressive. Look for the corner, your score prediction for Box versus Wallabies next week. I'll be honest, I think until I see the lineups, I'm not 100% sure. I am in favour at the moment of South Africa. I do think they're going to get the job done. But until I see what Wallaby side gets put out on the field, I don't know how much by. Which is harsh to the Wallabies, but, you know, I don't think the Lions tour showed us enough to know that they're going to do well in South Africa. As pronounced Marais. Oh, sorry, rather than Marais, my bad. And 4 pens turned down by the Cheetahs, says Jimbo, and those do add up. You know, whether or not they like to admit it, yes, they did score the try, but once again, giving away the possession. This time it was Makaza out on that wing. Your Pink has to play halfback. That was one of the worst halfback passes we have seen in terms of the way that that ball was moving. Now a kick downfield from the Sharks. It was taken back and it will go into touch around the halfway line. Which stadium are they playing at? Zulu Stadium, I believe someone said it was. Maybe. Was it Zulu Stadium? As the location for this one. In fact, we will have a quick look while we're at it. But line out time for the Cheetahs again. But this game is being played. It says it's Hollywood Kings Park for my app, but that's not true. They are playing at a very different location. Now 5 minutes remaining in the half. Cheetahs have got themselves the 1 try. They will, of course, be chasing a bonus point if they can get there. Now rolling forward again. There's an advantage. That is going to be for Gunyane, who did not pull out of the rolling maul. Sugar Ray Zulu Stadium and Clermont. Oh, double blow of the whistle here. This might be a little bit more trouble coming for the Sharks side. They've already had 1 yellow card. They will not want another. Okay, they're back to that first warning again. Says AJ Jacobs. He is talking at the moment to Nick Hatton. I'm here, says Juan. Welcome in. You're doing extremely well. Stupid front rows, lol, says Jimbo. You're just making the mistake there. The loose head prop. Okay. Just making sure that the captain is happy with his decision. Now, Clayton Blumakis will kick this one into touch once more. Another kickable 3 turned down, although that one would have been quite a tough kick from how far out it was. But the intrigue of whether or not the Cheetahs can get themselves another one here. Take a nice lead into halftime. Hi, Chantel. So here's Patrick there. And thanks, Lily. Definitely not Kings Park, says Sakabula in there too. But now rolling this one forward. And I stayed in Derbs for years and don't remember a Sugar Ray July. Is that vodka smell on your breath? Says that? No, it's water. It's a big bottle of vodka if it was. Now moving forward, just that little bit further. I'm looking to go off to the right-hand side for the Cheetahs. 5 metres out from the line high again, Patrick. And it is Yuri. Or is it Yuri? I would explain the surface. Says Jimbo for a football/soccer pitch. 5 metres still. Sikakiti. It was all but over earlier on. Still moving nicely. Phase after phase here. And was I late for the game? Going through and a knock on for the Cheetahs again here. Just at the wrong time. And looks like maybe a bit of an injury here for Franco Smith, who has stayed down. What we will do, though, is we will update that score. I feel like both of these sides have had chances. Like Jaco Williams early on had a couple really good runs. But yeah, this does not look good for Franco Smith. Looks like he does not want to move anytime soon. Nice Falcon. Says Blues Nate. And autocorrect Zulu Stadium. Says Chantel. Hi Chantel again, says Patrick. And Cheetahs will win this game, says 1. Yeah, currently up by the 7 with just the 3 minutes to play in this first half. Oh, I think they just mentioned about a team called the Pirates. In terms of, I think there was a mention of a football team, if I am not wrong. It's a multi-purpose stadium, usually plays soccer matches there, says Lilia B. And head contact. Oh, yeah, no, he did get a bit of the head. It wasn't a great one for him. I don't think there was any intent behind the way that the Sharks player made the tackle. It was more so one of the players went low, and then as he fell, he kind of fell into the other player. It does sound like it's all cleared. Pirates based in Soweto. Says Sakabola. AJ Jacobs just trying to get control of this game and working out whether or not Franco Smith is going to continue. It looks like he will. I prefer that you manually update the scoreboard, no auto update surprises. Says Xander. And this is an arrival game. And shaken not stirred. And also Sharks playing spoiling tactics. Says Albert. And the Cheetahs, we can see already that their set piece is something that they want to use quite a bit throughout this matchup. And, you know, the Sharks are trying their best to shut that down. The scrum will be interesting, though, because it is a Sharks feed, 5 metres out. I wasn't the Falcon struck him in the head. The usual suspect. Says Blues Nay and Franco tough like his dad, says Albert. Bradley David's going to put this ball in. The Sharks would love nothing more than to win a penalty here, but instead they will go with a skip pass on the outside. And that one will go into touch for Apollos. 2 minutes left in this first half. The Cheetahs still up by 7, and it just feels like there's something that's about to happen between these two sides. And whether or not it's going to be just a massive line break, no, definitely not. Zwan, the Sharks team this year is not good. Yeah, they've struggled big time for their first 2 games. Their points differential is at the moment sitting at minus 105. Which is pretty massive, and a very young and inexperienced team, says Sakabula. And yeah, these guys will learn. Like, at the end of the day, you've got to start somewhere, and I think it's just the fact that they've got so many young players all in the same group at the same time. Lazy ref not revving the scrum, says Jimbo. Now, still in possession for the Cheetahs. Nick Hatton told to let go. In fact, that time it was Corneral Blomikis. On off to Paulo. Sitting 40 metres from the try line. Not hearing much about Fusi Moyo at the moment. Maybe he can't soar like an eagle when surrounded by turkeys. He did have the ball earlier, but did drop it. That was while you were away getting your coffee. And now, trying to snipe round the side is Jan Reynel. The Sharks' defence are really just stopping the Cheetahs. Was minus 105 before the game. That's now it's 112 as the minus. Now the Cheetahs trying to get their back line moving. Another fin from Franco Smith. And is Nkozo Makaza in the lineup? He is. He's playing out on the right wing for this game, but has only touched the ball, I believe, once so far. And we have got there a great defence by the Sharks here, just not allowing the Cheetahs to make too many metres whatsoever. This has almost turned into a rolling maul here, and in which case the Sharks get the ball back. Sharks team is like a school team, how he hasn't won a game. And nothing happens, says Ruth, and just fed the cats. They say, what are you looking at on your phone? For all those hours we're hungry, says Ruth. And how's our Hamish? Good to be back, says Stretch Fletcher. It is great to have you back for this Currie Cup live stream, just on the verge of half-time here between these two sides. Go like that. Oh, time is going to be turned off again by AJ Jacobs. And that is just while we see a boot being tied. I don't think it really matters too much if you turn off time when you're already sitting at the half-time break. But now, chance here for the scrum. We have got their pizza and Six on the Beach cocktails for the night. Says Patrick. It sounds like you've had a very busy day, Patrick. Wasn't AJ referring to Sevens? Or what? Referring to Sevens, different guy. No, that would have been AJ Jacobs. He said he's done quite a few competitions around the world in different formats too. Best 40 minutes by the Sharks so far. And the thing is, like, for the Sharks compared to their other games, if you look at this game 7-0, they'd be happy enough. They've got themselves a free kick now. Nick Haddon, he just took a tap and he smacked it into his own face, but did manage to regather. And True Hamish says Blues Nate, like, they still have a chance of winning this game here, the Sharks. Go to the left-hand side now. Trying to break through was Jaco Williams, but just about tackled there by Daniel Martins. Now inside of the Cheetahs half, Bradley Davids. Short ball. That looked close to a knock-on, but well handled by Corne Ral. And Cheetahs keep it up, please, says Julie. And yeah, at the moment, they have also defended very well. Throughout this first half, there was a knock-on from the Sharks, and that'll be half-time. 7-0 now between these two teams. Some of these games are very low scores at half-times. Yeah, honestly, this round, I think has brought a lot of low scores for the half-time. 7-10 in that game between the Bulls and the Pumas. And then that game between the Riquas and the Western Province, it was 21-7, so a little bit higher scoring. The end score, though, of course, progressing that little bit more with 36 points in the second half of rugby. And better by the Sharks, says Cool Story. And also, the Cheetahs as a team to win this year, says Juan. And also, actually, not too bad from the Sharks. Our locker room for the Sharks is going to be interesting now at halftime, says Chantel. Yeah, because the thing is, this was by far their best half of the Currie Cup, but they can't let that now slip. You know, they've done the hard work. They've kind of rode out that early Cheetahs onslaught, which will keep on coming in the second half too. But if they can just control the game a little bit at the start of the second half, you know, that discipline of the Sharks has been a little bit rough though. 9 penalties, I believe, conceded. I'm going 28-17 for the Cheetahs, and Sharks haven't scored in 3 halves. Says Sakabola. And discipline on the ball, Sharkies turn it into tries. And as this WhatsApp offers as cover players, then the Box I have nothing to worry about for the next 10 years, says Jimbo. And let the record show, says Xander. And steak too, says Patrick there. Is it steak on the pizza, or is it pizza and then you having steak too? And come on, the Cheetahs can't have the Bulls enduring the only embarrassment of the weekend, says Robert. And my rat is as big as my dog, says Albert. And someone said my cat is the size of a medium-small dog. Wait, a medium-small dog. So how big is a medium-small dog? Would you say it's the size of a cat? And separate, says Patrick there. And we have got there, no darling, I'm in Cape Town. Welsh English, JB is beautiful, was there in 2018. And we will look through at the benches of this match, ladies and gentlemen, show you exactly who can make their way off the bench for the Sharks. They have got Ngubesi as a front row replacement for the loosehead side. Also, Albie Bester, another guy from that Sevens setup. Or sorry, not the Sevens, but the under-20s. See Everson there as the 21. And then LaRue as the number 19 for the Free State Cheetahs. They've got some handy options off the bench. Kutsia alongside Van Wyk as the replacements. And Van der Westerhuizen, the replacement hooker for Vernon Polo later on in the game. This is how it sat at the start of today in the Carling Currie Cup. Since then, the Pumas have promoted themselves up to 11 points, so they sit top of the bunch with a much better points differential than just the +4. The Bulls have dropped into third as we currently sit in the standings. Of course, the Lions, they will be playing up against Bulland tomorrow, and that will slightly determine where everyone sits and who's got that momentum as they do move forward. But this match, still 40 minutes to go, and one that has been quite close. Pizza with Prego steak, says Ruth, and pizza with sauerkraut and cream cheese, says Chantel. And also crowd or no crowds, a solid game happening on the field out there, says Blues. Yeah, there's a few people piling in for this match. I didn't actually realise it wasn't at Kings Park Stadium, which as soon as we saw them on the field, that made a lot more sense, because it was not Kings Park Stadium. But I'd say still a decent crowd. Well, there's one stop drinking, going to get more, says Patrick. Lucas looks like an African wild cat. And also nice, says a Blues Nate there too. But second half just about to start. The Cheetahs up by 7 with the one try being scored by Full Skink. Outside of that, though, no one else. Hamish, what do you think? Or what do you think of buying a mealie? I can't make up my mind. If that's a good side dish for guests before the main meal, would you prefer to wait for the meat to be fried? One moment, I will have to look up what it is. A mealie food, I guess I would put. It's a staple food in southern Africa, made from ground maize. It's a versatile ingredient used in various dishes. So, is it like a porridge type of thing? It looks like mashed potatoes, but there ain't no potatoes in it. Yeah, maize meal porridge. How about some garlic bread? I bloody love a bit of garlic bread before a main course. Of course, I'm not there, but if you have garlic bread, get that going. You know, you won't disappoint. For yellow corn, Hamish. Oh, so it's just corn, not like the porridge side of things. Corn on the cob, says Xander. Do you also have garlic bread, though? Because if you do, corn and garlic bread, give it a crack. Sounds great. Lance Wood smoked ham cream cheese with Parma ham and peppers. Now I'm just getting hungry. It scratched us all the time. Now it's really careful with its claws after it got to know us. And when we play with it a lot, see its cool story. Yeah, the talk of somehow halftime breaks of the Currie Cup normally turn into pizza talk, don't they? I see a big long sausage on my screen. It is a boerewors, I should clarify. Still have to get me one of those. Try it on maybe a live stream. In fact, one day I feel like some sort of forfeit live stream should be me braaiing. But of course, I only have a barbecue, so it's not quite the same. A Chantal fan in Durbib. You see, you make mealie, then the guests want garlic bread, says Xander. And garlic bread rolls with cheese. Yeah, no, that goes well. And also we have there mint fam and Hamish, hot melted butter, lots of garlic. Oh, says Ruth. And also we have there my Kaliko. Had her teeth removed on Monday due to gingivitis. And now she meows like a toothless granny, says Chantel. That poor cat. But hopefully, you know, she's still able to enjoy. I guess she'd have to. Well, do cats? They eat food with their tongue normally, don't they? Unless it's their cat biscuits. They kind of, you know, give a bit of that. But outside of that, they normally just lick it, don't they? Garlic bread sticks also nice, says Ruth. But the halftime break is just about over, I will mention. I'll quickly go here so that we can see when that halftime break happened. About 7 minutes ago. So probably another 5 minutes before they get back out onto the field. They are just having a bit of a chat with a couple assistant coaches at this point in time. We have there Patrick. Yes, my uncle is in Derbs. I'm in Pretoria North. We have got a few supporters for Makaza by the looks of it. A sign there in the stands. And what I haven't tried yet is the deep fry mozzarella sticks. Look good. We have the garlic bread melts. Mealy's hands down. Beats. Mealy's hands down. Says Chantel. Yeah, see, some people have mentioned about those garlic bread rolls or garlic rolls that they do on the braai. And, like garlic bread's good, but I feel like that sounds like it's even better. South Africa rugby, Lithuanian vodka, local ham, Dutch cheese, and French mustard blitz, says Jimbo. I'm in Ireland, Cork. Brother, I love Law Dubana, says Patrick. And shame love to your kitty Toothless, says Ruth there. And Hamish, we have had such a blessed sunny winter in Durban that you deserve to know of our joy. Well, I am glad that it is nice weather where you are. There's been some pretty cold days in South Africa as of late, also some pretty windy and rainy ones too. Currently here where I am, it is 2 degrees Celsius. We don't think we'll get snow, but up a little bit higher up, I think is expecting a little bit. She's okay. Just started eating again. Vet says her gums will harden and she'll be fine, says Chantel. So that is great news for your cat. And I could braai before I could walk. It's just pure meat on open fire, says Albert. And hate the stench of garlic, totally forbidden in this household, says Bruce. Sometimes things can be a little bit overpowering with the garlic. Like they used to have a cheese and garlic twist at the supermarket, which seemed like it was like 90% garlic. So it was a bit brutal, but if you get that right balance, it can be quite nice. I'm just going to have a quick look at what a braai looks like. So you just pretty much, you put the, well, there's different types, isn't there? There's some that are the open fire, and then it looks like there are some that are just like a grill per se, or like a different type of barbecue. Or what is that? Grilled cheese toasties on the braai. That looks all right. And Durban is beautiful, just overrun a bit with wrongdoers. See, Chantel and Durban don't get winter. And also we have got the from Yuri about braaiing. Unfortunately, I'm not too sure what that other word is in there too. However, there, but you guys in New Zealand obviously have barbecue on open fire sometimes. Yeah, it just depends on where you are or what you have. This is so off topic, but any weight loss tips, Hamish? Says Bokang. I'm probably not the best person to ask because I also enjoy eating ice cream a lot. Although, to be fair, I haven't had an ice cream in like 3 weeks. I've been quite healthy because I'm trying to get into some sort of fitness for cricket season. So I think it's just don't not eat the foods that you like, but just eat less. I think it's the best way of putting it. Like, if you really need to have the slightly worse stuff for you, just have maybe 1 or 2 meals a day. And then that way you can almost justify it as long as you do something else activity-wise alongside it. But the last thing that you want to do is take everything that you like out of your diet because or else you're just bound to fail. Once again, not a dietitian, just from experience. I like ice cream, but I'm not having ice cream. Instead, I had an orange, and I was sad afterwards, but it's supposed to be better for you, isn't it? Cheese is my guilty pleasure. Says Chantel, and garlic pizzas, extra cheese, crispy bacons. I would try it on the diet. Says Blues Nate. You see, I don't mind cheese as long as it's on something. I don't think I'd be eating cheese on the little toothpicks too much. Like, I haven't quite got to that stage, but maybe that's for the future. And I, Alan Hamish, played George last night's podcast. It was awesome. Says Robert V. Yeah, hopefully we do get him on a few more times. Do the Caramel Magnums call you now after we talk so much great food, says Xander. Those are good, though, those Magnums, but both sides making their way back out onto the field. Mad that it's warmer in South Africa winter than it is in Ireland summer, says Jimbo. And double thick malted milk chocolate milkshake. Says Albert. That sounds like a lot of chocolate and a lot of milk. The Cheetahs. Some game changers off the bench, perhaps. They sit here 7-0 in this matchup, so they're in a good position to be able to go on and perhaps get themselves a big victory here. But 14 minutes remaining meant meat, says Patrick, and that milkshake sounds great. I avoid all sugars, which includes carbohydrates too. Feel better now than I did 25 years ago, says Bruce. Yeah, see, I like carbs. I like white rice. I know that they say you should have brown rice or any other type of rice other than white rice, but I do like white rice. Oh, what just happened there? Okay, I think Clayton Lomacki's just having a bit of an argument there with one of his teammates as he went to kick this ball off and doing better than the Bulls. Says Big Rig, I will be honest, all that talk of food at halftime has got me very hungry now. But only 40 or so minutes till I will make myself something nice. Bradley Davids kicking this one high, 25 metres out from his own line there for the Sharks, who didn't have a huge amount of territory throughout that first half, but some really nice attacking plays every once in a while. Bradley Davids going for the kick in behind, looking for the touchline. This time will find it. Nice territory gainer there for the Sharks at the start of the half. I'm in my white rugby shorts and t-shirt, a little chilly though, so you could maybe put something else on if you are chilly. And still nothing happens. There's one now, backline movement for the Sharks. After taking that line out quickly, Ako Williams has been one of the more busy players when it comes to the attack. Vusi Moyo with the short pass off to Gunyane. And diet is healthy. Just go to the gym, the pubs, work out on jugs, heavy lifting, says Blues neck. And Sharks had zero territory first half, be honest. Says Jimbo, yeah, they didn't have a huge amount of territory. Like I said, they did lack it. But Yako Williams, still those two bursting runs up the middle, I feel like gave them a little bit of credit. Just a little bit. I always have to understand that I could be warmer, says Cool Story. And let's go to the Cheetahs, says Wamba. Currently the Sharks, they've got the ball in hand up to 8 phases in a row. Bradley Davis goes off to Yapinka with the short ball, looping around. Does manage to find the pass away to Maviseri. Get him back up, wasn't held. So he's able to go again. 22 metres out now for the Sharks. Their best attacking chance of the whole game. Yapinka has men on the outside, but a great tackle from Kutsia to shut down that whole Sharks backline. Looking short side. Bradley Davids with the pick and go. And one of my favourite things of watching New Zealand versus England is the lads in all white facing the lads in all black. So here's Big Rig. Still phases going fast for the Sharks. 13 in a row. The captain, Nick Hatton, taken down with a 2-man tackle and knock on there from the Cheetahs. Oh, and it's going to be the first knock-on coming from the Cheetahs, which does mean now, wait, hang on. First knock-on actually coming from the Sharks, says AJ Jacobs. Which does mean that the Cheetahs will have themselves the scrum feed. Oh. Okay, I think AJ Jacobs just went over to Bradley Davis and said, let me referee the game, not you. There have been times where it's been debatable if Jacobs has been refereeing this one. Anyways, back to the rugby, says Blues, Nate. And too comfortable for the Cheetahs defence, says Jimbo. Yeah, they didn't really find that gap, did they? That defence on that near side when Yapinka was tackled from the tackle of Kutsia. If they could get that one pass away there, could have been the difference maker. But 5 handling errors from the Sharks at the moment compared to the 3 of the Cheetahs. Scrums are sitting 2-2 in this matchup. The Cheetahs planning for a big scrum here. It's holding solid. This current point of time, once again, it is that number 2, Vernon Polo, whose hit goes up first, but it is going to be the penalty going the way of the Cheetahs. A nice big high five coming from this Cheetahs forward pack. Some good moments throughout this one, this point in time, and they will kick it downfield and not find touch with it. So it gives the attacking chance for Yapinka. And come on, the Cheetahs, says Albert. I can go for 29. Win for the Cheetahs, and rest must not be great when Hamish points it out. Says Lily B, there's no rugby happening, says Chantel, and rubbish decision ref, says Jimbo. And now kicked him behind from Bradley Davis again, trying to play the territory game. Awkward bouncing ball. Yapinka has cleaned it up. Ball pops out the back. And the penalty goes the way of the Cheetahs again. And then Nick Hannon just having a conversation with AJ Jacobs once more. I try my best to always be shirtless. Says Cool Story. I'm sure there are times where you probably don't want to be, though. Heard a funeral's not the best time to decide not to wear a shirt. Now, going to be the line-out chance here for the Cheetahs again. And definitely classic teams and colours. Our ref doesn't know scrummaging, says Jimbo. Now Vernon Polo. Cheetahs, they have got themselves these 7 points. And coach, it's close to Cheetah Stadium. So we'll always have a good scrum. This is where the Sharks, they are still in this game unless they concede again. They then are down by 14 or 12 points even. That's all. That's a clean out in the air coming from the Sharks. So another penalty will go the way of the Cheetahs. And the Cheetahs says 1 there. WTF ref says Jimbo. So that will go against Corne Rall. Picking out the man in the air at line-out time. Upsets in the Currie Cup. Good for South African rugby. They give Rassie more options to consider, says Robert. Yeah, that upset between the Pumas and the Bulls was crazy in terms of that score line. Yeah, there, Corne Rall. They get slightly wrong in terms of where he did engage with the Cheetahs player while he was still in the air. The last 10 penalties conceded, we've seen 9 of those against the Sharks. The Cheetahs just conceding the once from the last 10. And okay, this game could go down to the wire. Sesco Story. It's going to be thrown in nicely by Polo and claimed by Sikaketi. Now the rolling maul starting to move here again here for the Cheetahs. It's moving very nicely indeed, making about 20 metres or so. 5 shots at tequila, and I'm comatose. And also nothing wrong with a wee cold. Says Chantal now, Veridiam. Doesn't decide to offload that one. Good body position from the Cheetahs in the breakdown. Blomikis pops it up to Polo again. Rassie is not a good coach. I mean, his World Cup probably says otherwise, or his couple World Cups. Now off to the right-hand side again. Big run forward from Dawson. Ankle Story, 6-pack of Clip Drift now. Franco Smith. Although the Cheetahs almost losing that ball in the breakdown. Still trying to attack here. It's another weight I'm working at the moment. Says a Blues note. Now looking both ways. Yandre Nell sees an option on the left. Finds Blomikis because I'm a New Zealand fan. Says a Juan Smith. 20 metres from the line. Off to the left again. Stepping nicely. And a good tackle made by Mavasiri. The Cheetahs. 13 phases in a row. The Sharks are not budging, but it is only a matter of time till that arm extends. That explains your blasphemy. Says Chantal now. Blomikis. Again tackle well. Mavasiri. Trying to G up that 4-pack at the moment. Pick and go from the Cheetahs, making a couple metres. Although ball almost stolen by the Sharks in pretty much every breakdown we have seen. That's a huge hit there from Matt Ramal. Just dropped the Cheetahs player where he stood. This is entertaining enough to put off watching Downtown Abbey with my mum tonight. And also, come on the Sharks, you need to score something. Says Cool Story, yeah, they're 49 minutes in and yet to score themselves a try in this game. The Sharks, the Cheetahs, though, the frustration is evident with the fact that they have gone now 19 phases and have lost about 5 metres. Springboks is not a good team. They are, though. They are double world champs in a row. And, yes, you may support New Zealand, but, you can still well and truly respect what South Africa have been able to do there. Building insane depth. Big shot on Blomikis, which was close to the forward pass initially. Now shovels the ball on. Another offload coming. The Cheetahs going sideways and they do lose the ball from a knock on. That is massive work from the Sharks on defence and they'll go back for the scrum. Even just 3 points on the board, not another 0. And we have got there, somebody has to get a try, please, says Roof. And Lord, he got a prop in the head, says Jumbo. Looks like a change is about to be made here for the Sharks. It will be involving the locking duo. It will be LaRue making his way on. That is for Corne Rall. And box arm match for years. And we have got there another 0 for the Sharkies. And also, cheers, Roof. You the bomb. Yeah, it actually looks like Corne Rao, it might be the injury that he is dealing with here, but also with the fact that he's already had a card, it would make sense to take him off. The last thing that they want is another card for him. The answer in this pot with a metal spoon. There's Chantel, and you're just kind of preserving himself there. Juan Fenta in the way that he fell down. He tried to use the ball as a bit of a cushion, but instead it just popped out. Does look like it's starting to get a little bit more chilly at the ground, though. And thanks, Nick, says Ruth. And there as well. 22 metres from their line. Sharks, they need a try. They need it soon. Yes, they're not out of this game as of yet by any stretch of the imagination. But they need something. No IBS tonight, Ruth. Says Chantel. So the question I have, ladies and gentlemen, if they are to score here, and I'm not saying that they will, because it still seems like it's a little way away, but if they were to score, the Cheetahs get themselves the scrum here and the penalty in their favour. But yeah, who would it be to score the try for the Sharks? Who's going to break through? That's some scrum, says Jimbo, very low now. Says Mohadeen. These is a good team. Says Juan. And also those big Puta jugs they used in Pirates days with something huge called a tankard. Says Ruth. Yeah, the big push coming from the Cheetahs replacement front row. And we have got there none. There's one, but it is going to be a Van der Westerhuizen putting the ball in for the rolling maul, which is marching towards that Sharks try line. And they are making, oh no, it's popped out for Ramal. And now the counter-attack coming for the Sharks. Now backline movement, kicking it downfield. They've done that a little bit too often throughout this match too, as it just gives that position straight back to the Cheetahs. Veridiam fends off Yako Williams, passing on the left-hand side. Some quick stepping coming from Bunny Brits. And coming the Cheetahs bomb squad doing their thing. Big drive and tackle from the Sharks again there though. We have there where I had my 2002, 2006 Tiger. Derb six-pack gone. Have you seen it? Says Cool Story. Now off to the left-hand side. Moyo looking for the 50-22. But again, the Cheetahs are back covering it. They know that the tactic mainly coming from the Sharks has been to kick it downfield towards the 22. But here comes Yako Williams, tackled on the halfway line. Davids does go off to the right. Finds Murray again. He's trying to get some sort of momentum towards the try line of the Cheetahs going. From being tackled. And Cheetahs can't break it. I think both of these sides have actually really nicely matched each other in this match. Oh, that was an awkward jump there for Makaze. He didn't actually get off the ground initially. And Yapinke went up for it, but unable to get the ball there again. There is the advantage in favour of the Cheetahs. That is for the Pinke knock on. Look at that, Cheetahs can't break it. And also, no, Tiger got it good. Shake it, says Ruth. Told to use it now for the 9 Yandre now. Oh, he didn't look safe under that one, Bradley Davids. I think he overrun it initially. Look for the risky off, though. That was a really bad one to try. They will go back for another scrum. There's already a massive improvement for the Sharks, matching. And Cheetahs out half, not afraid to smash the defensive line. Says Jimbo. Here's Bradley Davids just trying to show off a little bit too much. Just a draw and pass would work there. But instead tried to do a little flick. Could have gone straight into the hands of Yapinke with a decent pass there, but he does apologise to his teammates, as he should, for that one. Hamish, absolutely fantastic again today. Thanks so much. Says Rip, no worries at all. It is our third live stream of the day. I am hoping to do that match tomorrow as well, between Bullant as well as the Lions. Looks like Yako Williams may have taken a bit of a knock on the hip here. The ref is AJ Jacobs for this matchup. It is Lilia. This time last week they were 40 points down. Says Jimbo, or we were 40 points down. Says Jimbo there. And also, Lilia, we mustn't give up. Maybe Sharks will play better once. They're more experienced. There's Chantel. Yeah, because like I mentioned, they had to start somewhere, and they've got a lot of young players. But, those guys become experienced with more time at the helm. Now, another scrum for the Cheetahs. Their last scrum was dominant. This one, you assume, will be no different. 9 told to use it. Jan Rinel going across the left-hand side. Blomikis was looping around as the third receiver. And a big shot on Matkaza. And the steal and the breakdown for the Sharks coming from Sabale. And now the Sharks back in possession. Vusi Moyo thought about the step. Couldn't quite get through. Sharks 14. That is... I will have to make sure I know how to say his first name. But I think it is Fico Lomzi. But his last name is Sobale. I think it's Fico Lozi. Nicely taken. Or Lomzi. I think there's an M in there. But close to the sideline. Oh, he's ripped it. No, he didn't. Never mind. I thought he had the ball again. Possession, but no score. What happened to the two Hendricks brothers? They are not playing for the Sharks at the moment, which is intriguing because, of course, they are not selected in Rassi Erasmus's squad, but maybe in the wider training side. Yucko Williams. Another good run. He likes a big tackle. And these youngsters will get there. Told to use it. Bradley Davids goes off to the right again for the Sharks. Moving up to 55 minutes gone. And a clock that just keeps on going. They will look for another kick downfield. Still not 100% sure that is the best tactic to be using. Oh, Lomikis went up for the ball but does knock it on. Sharks will have themselves the scrum. We're in a little bit of a repeated rhythm at the moment. It is kicking, then someone drops it, then we get a scrum. And come on, people, hit the like button for Hamish's great commentary. See, there's Russell there. And Hamish, you got me yawning too. My apologies. I did try and hide it, but I did a terrible job of doing so. Ngobesi, he will make his way on. One of the under-20 players that we did see for the South Africans. And come on, the Cheetahs says 1. And come on, the Sharks 1 score, says Jimbo. Yeah, 1 try, and this makes it very interesting. Looks like a change is about to be made for the Cheetahs again here. Just saying about Krieger making his way on. And Hendrick's brothers are preparing for the cricket match against the Dolphins next weekend. They are both great cricket players too. Sharks versus Dolphins, says Lilia B. And also my old buddy up the road says he's having his blue gin and tonic. I always enjoy, I said I enjoy them on my 3rd game of Damish, says Ruth. And 3 more tries, says 1. Yeah, 3 more for the Cheetahs would give them the bonus point in this game, but the Sharks getting the ball out the back of their scrum. Now popping it in behind a big bump off from Subali. He is working hard for the Sharks team, but sadly no reward as of yet. Yucko Williams can't get through the tackle of Matkaza. Now Davids pops it in behind to Vusi Moyo with the short ball to another lock for the Sharks. Moyo cross again. Some stepping from Marie, but just going sideways. A pretty tough game when with hard hits and good defence. Yeah, both of these sides I think should be extremely proud of how they have defended. And there's one frustrating that I can't watch due to my IP TV not working, says Tristan. And yeah, it does seem like it's going to be a close finish. Nice attack and run forward now from Bunny Brits. Goes across to Clayton Blomikis, who finds it into the hands of, I believe that's actually going to be Smith there. Puts the pass back on the inside. So many numbers for the Cheetahs, but the pass goes behind Franco Smith from the replacement Kriya. And it does give the Sharks the line out again. Just half a mistake on attack leads to the stopping of what was a brutal attack coming in from the Cheetahs. Blew it, and Sharky standing in the background watching the game. Says Chantel. And young lads coming through for the Currie Cup. Future is bright. And also, what was the game where one team was 4 points down and went for a last-minute drop goal? That was stupid. I am not 100% sure what game that was, but yeah, it doesn't sound like the smartest one for them to do there. I said there that Franco Smith was just a little bit too far out in front of Kruger. And also we have got there, should have scored there, says Sakabula. Yeah, there's been a few blown opportunities for both teams in this one, particularly the Cheetahs, though. They've been held up before, just over the line. Sabale has been really working hard, trying to fire up his team now and see whether or not they can get back into this. What happened to the Cheetahs passing, says Roof. Yeah, it's that last pass, and if they start getting that right, they more than likely will start winning a few more of these contests. Definitely the close ones. Like, you think about that game up against Boulant that they went on to lose. Now, it was their own mistakes in that game that heavily cost them. Touch judge could have caught that ball wrong, Jersey, says Blues Nate. And Franco had an open try line in front of him, says Albert. Oh, overthrown. Maybe a knock-on from Louis van der Westerhuizen, but it will be the penalty now for the Sharks, not releasing on the ground. And it is the youngster Matt Ramal. He's already put in a couple big hits today. When I went to England in 1996, they knew who the Natal Sharks were. I didn't know a single rugby team of theirs. So it's a cool story. And Big Joe, there's a great YouTube video where players make mad plays. Misreading the scoreboard, some hilarious muck-ups. Says Jimbo. The Sharks, another line-out chance now. Their hopes maybe start to slip that little bit further from being able to come back and win this game. They are certainly trying, but not quite working for them at this current point in time. Visits to the opposition 22. The Cheetahs have had 6. The Sharks have had 3. There's an England team. I call the Sharks 2. Oh, it's not straight. Mistake again from the Sharks team. They are shooting themselves in the fin here. Like they've just said, if it is going to go to the front of the line-out, it does still have to be straight. So that is why he's been penalised for that one. Just a rookie error again coming in. Oh, what happened to that line-out? G Sharks, says Suckerball, and the Sale Sharks, says Big Rig. A line-out throw is opted for from Louis van der Westerhuizen. And the face palm there from Lilia B. Yeah, not the Sharks' proudest moment, I would say, throughout this game, although almost getting a steal, but Sikaketi does well to claim. Back into the pocket to Blomikis. Will sink the slipper into it. Gets it inside of the half. Jaco Williams has to dodge his own teammate. Flicks the pass across now to Sabale, who dodges the referee. Sale Sharks 5th team, says Jimbo. I'm sure if this was misreading scoreboards or just dudes getting knocked on the head. But then 30 seconds later, having to make distance decisions. Bloemfontein has Great College and Duns Farm. And try time for the Sharks. There's William Moses. There's a turnover now for the Cheetahs, though. And they will be on the attack. It's a knock-on coming from Smith. And they'll go back for another scrum. Try time for the Sharks. And also, nah, come on, lads, one job. And if only someone mentioned that just once, so easy to remember. Says, cool story. Yeah, another drop ball in this match. We're getting a lot of scrums throughout the second half. In fact, scrums in general throughout this game. We've seen handling error 7 by the Sharks, 6 by the Cheetahs. Both at times have looked like they are trying not to win this game. But it will take one big moment for the Cheetahs or 2 big moments for the Sharks. Another Cheetah handling error. If they learn how to catch, they will be a decent team. Says a Sakabula and try time Cheetahs. Says the one there. Bradley Davids to feed this ball. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if they look at changing him relatively soon. Go with Everson. He's gone for quite a few kicks in this game, Bradley Davids in behind, but not many leading to great chances. The Sharks, after a big scrum, Davids goes off to Vusi Moyo, and it's a drop ball from Jaco Williams. So we will now go back for another scrum. In fact, in this case, I think the referee said it's gone backwards. Franco Smith is tired now, making mistakes, says Albert. And the knock-on, can't believe the Chelsea Lilias haven't scored yet. And handling from both sides are really bad. Yeah, that makes the score now 7-7 in terms of handling errors. And because they are not a good team. So here's a one there. And I like everything Dolphins and Sharks. Miami Dolphins, Miami Sharks, Durban Dolphins, Durban Sharks. Sale Sharks. as well. Why not? You might as well chuck in the Cronulla Sharks while you are at it. Now going off to the right-hand side, well held on to, from Gideon van der Merwe. That's a lot of fish, cool. Says Chantel Sikaketi, almost through. It's going to take one missed tackle here to completely cut this game open. But at the moment, this time the Sharks get another steal in the breakdown. Why so low? Just handling errors and also sides not being willing to budge in defence. Miami Dolphins are one of my personal favourites, at least threatening, or for least threatening sounding teams. See here's Big Rig. Now Vusi Moyo has played 63 minutes of rugby, has yet to have an opportunity at the posts. Just making sure you're still here, Lilia. Says a Jimbo there too, but we do see there Sikaketi. The ball was stolen from him. I just need like the New York Goldfish versus the Seattle Hamsters or something. Says Big Rig. I guess it's because I live by the sea, says Cool. Now another change about to take place. Fundenhever will make his way on for Marie. And Smith, he has made his way on for Yako Williams. It's been taken off, and already Smith trying to kick him behind, and the Cheetahs get it again. It's been the one tactic that the Sharks have tried to use throughout this whole game, although now they get themselves the turnover in the breakdown with Maviseri. This is a kickable 3. Do the Sharks want it? Or do they go for the corner? Oh, goody. It looks like you're all still here. I had to slip out. I had to slip outside for a short while. Thanks for waiting. So here's Jumbo. Oh, okay, they are kicking for the corner here, the Sharks. I don't know if this is the best choice. Like, I get where they are in the game. That was close to going dead there, the kick. But has curved into a good position. But I just worry that if they don't score now, they won't. You know, I feel like taking the 3 could have been that first big chance to get points on the board and then try and get yourself the score afterwards. Come on, the Sharks. Says Jimbo corner, says cool story, and take the 3, says Blues Nate. But now Funderhever. We'll have the line out throw here. That was dead, but let's play on. Says Jimbo. Yeah, it did look like it curved maybe a bit too much. And check my backyard. It's dark, freezing wind. Now nicely taken by the Sharks. Few meters out from the try line. But the Cheetahs will not budge. They have got themselves the penalty advantage now too. Do you prefer Park as a 6 or an 8? I honestly don't mind him in either. Like, I would say probably as a 6 for the All Blacks, just because, that's close. And it is the try for the Sharks. They will score for the first time in this game. And they are still well and truly in this contest. 5 points to 7 now. But yeah, I would probably say him as a 6 because I like Savia or Satiti at 8. I sad to see George leave. He was really fun anyways. Are you looking to watch Arsenal versus Athletic Club Emirates Cup final? Probably not. To be honest, I haven't really been following a lot of the football, but that is going to be the try for the Lucia prop. Gunyane does end up scoring it. And says Jimbo, it's me. That's solid. That Hamish needs to sleep. And also, unbelievable game, Mega disappointed. And also, yes, says Libby and Sharks, says Chantel, and let's go the Sharkies. Says Blues Nate, and go on your beauty. So, the kick now opportunity for, that's not Vusi Moyo. That's going to be Jean Smith, who will be taking the first kick of the day. Strikes it. And misses it. Away to the side. So, that will now make the score 7 points to 5. Should they have let Vusi Moyo take the strike, perhaps? Oh dear, says Jimbo. Yeah, that kick didn't even look very close. Unfortunately there. But the Sharks coach is happy with that one. After what has been a frustrating first 66 minutes of this game. Imagine a draw. The draw now, or at least I would think the draw now, not on the cards. Kick downfield by the Cheetahs. Mistake made from the Sharks straight away off the kickoff. And now it will be the 5-meter scrum for the Cheetahs. That is going to turn it around big time there. Oh my God. Says the Blues, Nate. Sharks left it so late. They did, but the benefit that they had was the fact that the Cheetahs also, in a way, left it late. Like, they haven't been scoring anywhere near as many as they should have, but it's the mistake from Nick Haddon. The ball went straight through his hands, and then from there, the aggressiveness of Gideon van der Merwe almost led him to being able to score. They have just said there that it's a pity that Nick hadn't got that one wrong, but that was wrong at just the wrong time too for the 8th handling error of the Sharks in this matchup. And pressure's back on. Is it raining in Derbs? I don't believe so. It is evening, so there'll be a little bit of slipperiness out there, but I don't think that's why we've seen so many drops. Okay, no problem. At least it's not 0. Says Chantel. Yeah, I guess that's one positive in terms of a way of looking at it. Let's not letting Vussy kick. I deserve to lose what Clown says, Bruce. And my bomber jacket is itchy without wearing a shirt. Any advice, Hamish? Maybe put a shirt on and then put your bomber jacket on. My stream is lagging so badly that I can't watch the game, says Bill. So would that be Wi-Fi or is that the broadcaster that's having the trouble? We have got their ref at scrum time has been terrible, says Jimbo, and this is going to be a tricky one now. Not raining in Derbs at the moment, says Caitlin. Yeah, it's certainly a nicer evening than we saw for the NPC. That game was absolutely bucketing down in Christchurch, which sadly is closer to me. Currently we're 3 degrees Celsius. It is not a nice day, but the sun's supposed to slightly come out tomorrow. Or today, I guess. No, the Cheetahs going short side. It is stolen by Bradley Davids, but we're going back for another penalty. And no, it has to be 39-0. Well, it's not 39-0. It's currently 5-7. Very close between these two sides. Missed kicks, James Sharks would have been level, says Ruth. And it's Flow Rugby. I'm on my phone instead of TV or laptop, and it's always lagging to death, says Jimbo. Well, sorry, that was actually Bill, sorry. I think sometimes, what type of phone do you have, Bill? We're going to try our technical support here. It probably won't go well. Cheetahs has to be 39, says one. But now the 5-metre line out once again. The chance for the Cheetahs on attack. Another change coming for the Sharks. Raining here in Wellington. Kept having to catch up, falling back from live. And then he said the sun will come out tomorrow. She did. She sung that, didn't she? I haven't seen that movie, but that's added to the list of about 500 movies that I haven't watched. I've watched, what's the one with the boy who's like a chimney sweep? We had to watch that for school, and then we had to sing it solo in a room with the music teacher while she played piano. That was traumatizing because I do not have a singing voice on me. Oliver Twist? Is that the one? Maybe. And Pixel 9. Oliver. Oh, is it just called Oliver rather than Oliver Twist? It restarts device. Says Blues Nate, but now 5 metres out from the line. The Cheetahs with another attacking chance here, throwing everyone at the line. Mary Poppins. I don't think I've seen that one. She's got an umbrella, doesn't she? She's probably quite equipped for the rainy days. Now, Ria pops it up. 1 metre short. Again, the Sharks just hold on. Sing us a song, Hamish. I would really rather not. I did find myself whistling the South African national anthem earlier on today, though. So that was interesting. Fiddler on the Roof? Don't think so. I think it was the one with Oliver in it. And Never Before has a boy asked for more. Oliver, Oliver. I don't remember any other song other than the Consider Yourself song, because that's the one we had to sing. But that was interesting. Oh, icicles hanging off my washing, frozen now. Jeez, that's cold, Ruth. That's also a safety hazard, isn't it? Your toe could get stabbed. But now 12 phases in a row. Cheetahs still trying to find a way through. Sharks' defense in this game has been good. Maths or physics? That was in music. But I prefer math. Oh, Kriya! He's just short. And the South African flag there from Caitlin. So yeah, not only can I play it on guitar, but I can also whistle it. Next I'll be able... No, I won't be able to sing it because it will sound terrible. Musical was Oliver, says Jimbo. Yeah, consider yourself as Oliver. And Chim Chimney was Mary Poppins, and Mary Poppins was sad. Says cool story. And also wish someone would release a collection of national anthems as sung by the home crowds. That would be quite cool. Were you skilled at maths? I was all right at maths. Algebra got me a little bit confused because I'm like, why are there letters in my equations? But outside of that, like statistics was kind of like decent enough. Algebra, though, just hurt my brain because they said, what is X when Y equals this and Z equals that? And I thought X is X. X, you wrote it right there. That is X. But apparently that was 57. So, well, how was I supposed to know that? That's a conversation I never had with a maths teacher, but I should have. Go the Sharks, go. Humble brags, the whole package. Says Caitlin. Yeah, I don't know whether saying that I can whistle another country's national anthem will make me too popular here. So maybe I have to go to that country so that I become, well, I don't know if that makes me popular or just normal to whistle a national anthem of a country I'm living in. Because you look at your ex and think, why? Says Gareth. Well, there you go. Statistics would be helpful for rugby. It is a little bit. Sometimes the quick maths does come in handy. They are still on attack, by the way, the Cheetahs. They can't get through the Sharks' defense. Excellent defense for the Sharks, says Jimbo. Yep, algebra is not good. Yeah, I don't enjoy it. I don't use it a lot either. I'm all right with percentages and with, the equations that don't involve that involve bed mass, as they call it, with the brackets and the addition and all that. England's national anthem is terrible. I want to steal someone else's, says Big Rig. Most frustrating rugby game I've ever watched. It has been quite rough, to be fair. Yeah, you want to be at the back of the pub here to whistle our national anthem, says Jimbo. What is the Irish national anthem? I know that it's not the one that they sing for rugby. Is that the rugby anthem with the island standing tall and whatnot? Sharks will win, says Julian Moses. The thing is, they're still in it, though. They have got a good chance, which I don't think many people anticipated at the start of this game. Also, no one anticipated such a low-scoring game between these two sides. 9 minutes left, please. Just 3 more points, Sharks, says Chantel. And aren't there two countries whose national anthems are instrumental? No words. That would be where the whistling would come in handy, wouldn't it? Which countries are they, Gareth? Out of curiosity. Wenzel will make his way onto the field. That is for Viridiam, who's had a solid game at the back. This is a turning point for the Sharks season. Yeah, in 7 minutes, we'll know whether or not they're going to be flying forward or whether they are going to be swimming in the same place and perhaps even backwards. Fish pun. But now, Cheetahs, another rolling ball. That one looks really good. That's making meters at a rate that they are pretty much rolling. Islands goal says 1. And looks like, though, the Sharks may have defended this again here. Still the 2 points separating them. The Cheetahs trying to get a move, and that ball's stuck in there. And it will be another Sharks scrum now. They are not giving up here, the Sharks. They know that they're down. You should try whistling New Zealand's anthem. I think I probably could, to be fair. It's quite high, or it's quite up there in terms of pitch, isn't it? There's a boatload of people. But when you look back again, you notice there's not a single person. There's a boat full of peoples. But when you look back again, you notice there's not a single person. Did everyone fall out of the boat, Nate, or is that something really deep that's gone straight over my brain? We went whitewater rafting back at school, but I don't think that's what you're talking about. But people did fall out of that boat, but we got them back. And the Sharks had a lower score than this when they played the Reds in Durban. Final score was Sharks 3, Queensland Reds 5. And San Marino and Kosovo. I think there's maybe a few more, says Gareth. Cheetah can't get over, says Ruth. Got any more matches to do? Hopefully we will be doing the one tomorrow for the matchup taking place between the Lions and Booland. And everyone married, says Blues Nate. Wait, so everyone on the boat was married? Like on a cruise ship? I feel like I'm still not quite getting it. The best anthem is the Welsh one, sang at Millennium Stadium with the roof closed, says Jimbo. I also love the bagpipes at the start of Murrayfield, at the start of Scotland's, when they're at Murrayfield. Now 5 minutes left, thrown it again for Thunder Vestes, and there has been a lot of attack here for this Cheetahs team, but they are yet to get that second try. Nobody's single. Well, I am. Oh, kicked him behind. And now, a little bit of football going on at this ground. Did you donate to Team Water, mate? Says Woyd. Is that the one that Mr. Beast had? As if so, I don't think I did. I didn't actually know what it was, to be fair. I just heard of it. We have you there, please, Cheetahs, get it done, says Albert. I remember on a live stream a little while ago. I can't remember which one it was, but there was some sort of, I think it was actually the Tonga Tsunami Relief Fund or something. We were covering a game on the channel and they were mentioning about it, and we were frantically donating on our phone throughout that live stream. I think it was almost every time a team scored, we would donate. And boat full of boat full of married people, so I don't know what's on my mind. Couple, there's not a single person in sight. It's a joke. It's like a pun. I get you, Nate. That took me far too long. You actually had to dumb that down about as much as you physically could, so I do appreciate you helping me out and offloading at the very wrong time, says Jimbo. Yeah. Just a little mistakes. The Cheetahs, they will have the possession. We're 76 minutes through. This match keeps on moving forward, and the Cheetahs are 40 metres out from their line. One kickable 3 could change this game, although the Sharks are sitting 0 from 1 off the kicking tee at this point in time. And they boat a row up the stream. That's hard work, isn't it? Like, when you really think about it, like, gently down the stream's nice, but if you're going upstream, that's just a losing battle. I think my brain's stopping working. New Zealand. No, I don't know what I read there. I was trying to say New Zealand for islands. National anthem talks about soldiers fighting for Irish independence, which is a little awkward for rugby because they have Northern Ireland players in the team, so politically awkward. And this game is not the best advertisement for rugby. It hasn't been the highest scoring game, but I still feel like with the fact that it's close, we at least will get a decent finish, which I guess is important in this case. I feel like there are a lot of unanswered questions about this team here for the Sharks. Oh, out on wide. Makaza, well handled by the Cheetahs, but almost stolen in the breakdown. No, another penalty. That's interesting, Big Rick. And also should give it to Vusi for the drop kick perhaps. And just notice you wear a hoodie every day. Is your cold? Or is it cold in your city? It is currently 3 degrees Celsius. But we're getting closer to summer. And when it's summer, I might start to take some clothes off. I'll start to not wear a hoodie, is what I should have said. So that's the plan. Married with Children. Anybody know that sitcom series? I think I've heard of it, but I haven't watched it, just like many things. One day, I'm going to have to just find someone, preferably of the opposite sex, and we will just have to sit and watch a lot of films and a lot of TV shows that I have missed in my lifetime. Hamish starting his OF account and save it for your OF. Says Caitlin. Well, was it this stream or last stream that everyone said that they wanted me to get covered in whipped cream? Is that this one? I think that started by Paddy. No, that would have been this one, actually. He was saying about the maple syrup and all sorts, and Ruth was talking about honey and chocolate syrup and all that kind of jazz. You got us good, Nate. Dang was slow, says Chantel. Hello, Summer, says Lilia B. And the vibe, when you are watching All Blacks versus Springboks at night, 10 p.m, you have KFC and popcorn, plus you have your best friend with you. Says Void. There's going to be another reset here at scrum time. 2 minutes left. By me, it is -2. Says one. They have just said the clock is not going to stop. It's going to keep on rolling. I miss the most wild things on this channel, says Caitlin. Yeah, the late night live streams are the ones that happen, they have the most random moments. Every once in a while, we'll just have a commentary for 2 hours. But then the other ones, we talk about food. We talk about sausages were quite a common theme of another live stream. Of course, the difference between the types. We have got there, Hamish, don't ruin your mind with impure thoughts. Just watch Happy Gilmore again. There are so many other movies, though, aren't there? I have to get on to that at some point. But, taking him out a little bit late. Kick downfield from the Cheetahs. And that ball goes into touch. Last chance here for the Sharks. In a game that has been one of the lowest scorings we will see in the Currie Cup. This channel is basically associated with food. The channel name should be the Food Lads, says Void. Yet we don't eat food. I did try eating food on an old live stream. It didn't work because I talk too much. So it just doesn't really work. They are just showing their Vusi Moyo, their 2025 World Rugby Under-20 Championship winner. Has not had a kick at the post as of yet. But perhaps a last-minute one could be on the cards here for that man. Just the 30 seconds left, though. I think the Cheetahs are going to take this, aren't they? I'll wait until you get a sponsor. Funny enough, the only sponsor we have had was actually for a testicle trimmer, which was Manscaped. So, you know, that's the only one. Sponsored by Slim Jims, says Big Rig. Yeah, see, I have to try Biltong at some point too. Manscaped, yeah, that's the one. But now the hooter has sounded. The Cheetahs, they will have nothing else that they want to do here other than put this ball into touch. Oh, he knocked it on, then put it out. But that will be the end of the game with the knock on, and the Sharks are defeated by 2. It's a close one between the teams, but a bit frustrating to say the very least for both of the teams here. It felt like we were always going to get something after. You know, a big moment, a big try, but we never got it. Thanks for your channel. It's always so fun in the comment section. Says Chantel, and it is greatly appreciated you being here for this one. And I'm GC's Cool Story. We have got their mad game, says Jimbo, and looks like he gets the right Cheetahs to win. And also Fifth Element, one of my big top 5. And also frustrating to watch, testicles trimmed, says Ruth. And this game is dead, says 1, and at least the Sharks scored something. Yeah, they will get the bonus point as a bit of a bonus, so they will not sit at the bottom of the whole table. Both my bets crashed, says Jimbo, and have a fun Sunday all. Thanks for the commentary, Amish. And hallelujah, good job, Cheetahs. And a much better game from the Sharks. Congrats, Cheetahs, says Lilia B. And there as well. But nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for tuning in. Full-time score is 5 points to 7. One of the lowest games that we have covered on the channel in quite some time, I believe. But still eventful. I think just the handling wasn't quite the best from both of these sides. But we will be back tomorrow for the Lions versus Bulland game. So be sure to check that out as well. But thank you all very much for tuning in. And we'll see you all for the next one.